right, so here we're going to look at literal translations. Literal equations. They're equations that have two or more variables, and we need to solve for one of the variables. Okay, so you might see one that says solve for x or solve for y. Here we're going to have one that says solve for a. So what we want to do is we want to focus on a. We want to think of a as the only variable. Think of that m as just another number. Okay, this is 4m, a number. Okay, so we're focusing on a. Okay, you could do whatever you want to do here. Sometimes I make it a different color, so I know that's what I need to focus on. That's my variable. Okay, I don't know if the blue came out or not in the video. Oh well. So just what you can also do is you can also block out that right side. Okay, how would you solve an equation that said 3x minus 7 equals something? All right, so same thing as before. We have a times and we have a subtraction. So what do we get rid of first? Using SADMEP, you get rid of subtraction and addition first. So let's get rid of that minus 7. So the opposite of subtracting 7 is adding 7. So we add 7 to both sides, and then here, notice that we want to add to like terms. So here this is a constant. We want to find another constant. Okay. So constants are numbers without variables. All right. We have 3a equals 12 plus 7. That's going to give us 21. Just kidding. It's going to give us 19. Sorry, long day. 19 minus 4m. All right. Still, if that m is confusing you, cover it up. All right. You have 3a equals something. So how do you solve for a? How do you get rid of that times 3? Opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So we divide both sides by 3, and we had to divide the whole thing. Now you can divide it by terms like this, and just put 3 and 3 here, but I like to just put a big fraction bar and the 3. Okay, but again, it's the same thing if you split it up. And here we get a equals 19 minus 4m equals 3. And guess what? That's it. Hey, we're finished. All right. Now you can check if you want. All right, I'll show you how to check in class. All right, so here we have 1, 2, and 3 different variables. Now we want to focus on x, but look at this, we have 2 x's. Okay, so this is where we have to use something that we learned in middle school, which is called factoring. So, oh, I meant to put something here. Let me put this here. I'll put I don't know, 7. There you go. Okay, so we have 2 x's here. We want to factor out. So remember, if we factor out, each term has to have that thing, that number or that variable. Okay, but here only 2 of them have that that x. So what I want to do first is I want to move that constant term to the other side. Okay, so just like before, opposite of adding 7 is subtracting 7. So we're going to subtract 7 to both sides. Cancels out. And on the left side we have 3y minus 7. Notice that we can't do 3 minus 7 and get negative 4y, because these are not like terms. This has a y, this is just a constant, no y with it. Okay, y, that's y. Okay, so we have 5x minus x plus, xz left on the right side. Now all the terms on the right side have the x. So let's factor out that x. So basically it's like dividing. Okay, so we're dividing out an x. I'm just gonna lightly put that because that's what we'll do. Factor out an x, we get 5x divided by x is 5, and then negative xz divided by x is negative z. All right, and that left side, the 3y minus 7, did not change. All right, so we factored out the x. And here, I know it looks like a big expression, 5 minus z, all right? But think of this as one whole number. Think of it as x times 7, or x times 9, or x times 5, okay? What would you do to get rid of that times 5? You would divide by 5, right? So we're going to divide that whole thing by, it's not a 5, it's a 5 minus z. So we're going to divide both sides by 5 minus z, that whole expression. Anything that's not an x, they cancel out. And we get x equals 3y minus 7 over 5 minus z. All right, remember when you have those parentheses, it's like one entity, one thing. Okay, and that is that.